citizens, hello people, welcome all. It's another episode of News Analysis. Where are those that have not subscribed to this channel? How una dey take breathe now? Subscribe, abeg, subscribe to this channel so you can have current news, current happenings at your doorstep. You know as Rainbow they say silver platter. So subscribe to this channel. If you are already a follower, you know what's up now. You know how they do things. May we go. On today's episode, Port Harcourt, Nigeria, Rivers State Governor Fubara is facing a renewed threat of impeachment following the Supreme Court's dismissal of his appeal, challenging the legitimacy of the Martin Omawale-led House of Assembly. This matter still dey ground. I been think say we don't settle am. Now, the ruling, which upholds the authority of the 27-member legislature, has significantly weakened Fubara's political standing and could pave the way for fresh impeachment proceedings. The Apex Court's decision, delivered by a 5-member panel led by Justice Abaji, upheld earlier ruling by the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal, which faulted Fubara's presentation of the 2024 budget before a 5-member assembly led by Edison Ehi. With the court affirming that the Omawale-led administration remains the legally recognized legislature, the governor had been ordered to represent the state's budget before the same lawmakers who had previously initiated impeachment proceedings against him. Political analysts believe that with the Supreme Court ruling in their favor, the pro-Nyesom Wike lawmakers may now revive the impeachment process against Fubara. The crisis between the governor and the state's legislature began last year when 27 lawmakers loyal to former Governor Nyesom Wike defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress. Fubara had insisted that the defected lawmakers had lost their seats and proceeded to recognize the 5-member assembly led by Ehi. However, with the Supreme Court's latest ruling, the 27 lawmakers now have full constitutional backing to resume legislative function, including the stalled impeachment process. Nigerian government. How now? How? People will change party. People that defected, how do they now have constitutional backing? A top political source in Rivers State revealed that impeachment discussions have resurfaced within the assembly, especially with the governor's repeated refusal to acknowledge their authority. The Supreme Court's judgment has made it clear that the Omawale-led administration is a legitimate legislative arm of government. If Fubara refuses to represent the budget as directed, the lawmakers may see it as further proof of gross misconduct and move to impeach him. The governor now faces two critical choices: comply with the Supreme Court's ruling and recognize the Omawale-led administration, or continue his deviance, a move that could fast-track his impeachment. But wait, they fit impeach Fubara? Who won't try am? Political observers suggest that Fubara might attempt another presidential intervention to prevent his removal. However, with Wike's strong influence in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's cabinet as the FCT minister, securing federal backing may be an uphill battle. Some sources indicate that the assembly may demand full compliance from the governor, including loyalty to its leadership, as a condition to halt impeachment moves. If Fubara refuses, he could be accused of violating the Constitution, one of the legal grounds for removal from office. So what next? With the Supreme Court ruling now reinforcing the authority of these Omawale people, Rivers State is once again bracing for a high-stakes political shutdown. If the governor fails to represent the budget, he might as well be impeached. So as the political crisis deepens, the coming weeks will determine whether Fubara can survive this renewed onslaught or be forced out of power by the same lawmakers he once sought to sideline. Omo, talk about in between the devil and the red blue sea. If he wants to seek help from the political office or from the office of the president, then he would still have to go through Wiki, this same Wiki that we have problem with. And if he wants to admit defeat, he still had to admit this defeat to his enemies in the National Assembly. So it's almost like his hands are tied. He has to choose his enemies wisely. So what exactly is Wike fighting for? One netizen asks. This habit of carrying the authority seat with you to your house when you finish serving your tenure as a governor in Nigeria must stop. Nonsense being copied from Lagos and by extension APC. Nigeria must grow above individualism. What is all this? This netizen says, I can't see a survivor channel for Fubara, honestly, even me. It be like say they in between, when they say from fry pan to fire. This is really the issue of the devil and the red blue sea. Say because there's no way he can secure any presidential intervention after the Supreme Court verdict. The president will never oppose Supreme Court ruling now. It will only possibly change one or two things but cannot oppose it. Political solution is no longer possible. This netizen says it means the Supreme Court retracted its judgment in those who jumped from one party to another. When it was the party they jumping from that produced them. So anyone can cross carpet in APC's regime. There is no problem, provided you are jumping into APC. Who has bewitched Nigeria like this? Someone said, great question, no? Maybe ask some way. This netizen says Fubara is a foolish man. He never knew that politics is all about loyalty. Loyalty is everything. How can you be fighting with the whole House of Assembly that can turn a man, a woman, and a woman into a man? Fubara is not a real politician. Who be this one? Person can counter and say, who you be? Have you been following this issue from the beginning at all? I beg go back and read previous fights and previous battles. Understand how we've arrived to this point before you open your mouth and start talking. This netizen says, I followed the media discussion on this court's ruling on the Rivers issue. The reason for the governor's withdrawal is on the 2024 budget. If he did right to present it to his 5-man house, the money has been spent, so no need to be flogging the issue, and the fine is an administrative fee compensation. As for the legality of the 27 members, the case is yet to be decided. Even the defense lawyers and the members are giving a wrong narrative to suit their stand. The next court sitting, we will know what everybody has to say. This matter is plenty. The truth be say, at this point, Fubara is tight. He's in a tight corner. Netizen, wetin you go suggest me even do? Which way be way? Which way can he use to come out? Drop your comment in the comment section below. And if you still never subscribe, we dey wait for you. Before this flight take off, subscribe. You don't hit the button, now. Maybe take off.